write this down. First of all, right now, there are 20 work days between now and the Superstar Retreat. 20 work days between now and the Superstar Retreat. 20 work days between now and the Superstar Retreat. So the question is, what have I done so far this year that worked? Question number one. What have I done so far this year that's worked for me financially? And the next part of that question is, and should I continue to work on that and make that better? What's worked for me so far, and should I continue that? And the reason I bring that up is if you were getting REO business and that's how you were making money, the REO business is going away, or has gone away actually. So if that's where you were getting your money, you need to do something else. Same rule applies for short sales. If you were working the short sale business, that business is going away. What are you going to do different? So the question is, what have I done so far this year that's worked and that I made money on? Number one, and number two, and should I continue to work and get better at it? You know, we might even talk to our lender friends about the refi business. You know, because the truth is that the refi business for the last whatever period of time has been pretty decent. As rate goes up, I'm not so sure that that's so decent. And what are you going to do to fix that? What are you going to do to anticipate that? How is that going to change? I wrote down here, what have I done so far this year that I am not so proud of? What have I done so far this year that I'm not so proud of? And what do I need to do better? What have I done so far this year that I'm not so proud of, and what do I need to do better? Let me give you facts of life. As of June 20th, as of June 11th, pardon me, as of June 11th, in the Carrots area board, MLS portion of our board, which really covers everything from the San Fernando Valley all the way down to South Orange County and all the way out to Fontana, Rialto. It's a vast area, It includes Torrance, Redondo Beach. It's gigantic, and everything in between. That market, in terms of numbers of transactions year over year, write this down, is down 3% in number of transactions. Down 3%. We say, well, Neil, how's that possible? There's more business. There seems to be more business. We're doing more business. Well, what you're not taking into account is that over the last 3 to 5 years, probably a third, maybe half of your business was done by a lot of REO agents, right? You guys with me? And those REO agents were taking 100 deals, 200 deals, 300 deals. I mean, we know some that got 500 listings when at the peak. And all of those sides came out of the mix. Get it? All of those sides are back in now. They're back in the mix. They may not come to you personally, but they're not going to them personally. Get it? So now there seems to be more sides for everybody, and in fact, that's probably true in terms of the perception is there's more sides. But the fact is there's 3% less deals year over year. Fact.
That seems like a small.
Well, it's a small number, but 3% of the transactions is the trend is going down as opposed to going up. A. B, do you notice there's more newer agents in the business? Hello?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Less transactions, more agents equals potentially less for you as an individual. Now, if it's one less, it's not the end of the world. But in some cases, it's more than one. And because of the it's quote unquote seems to be a little easier to get a home sold today than it did, let's say, a year and a half ago. The client doesn't understand yet that it's not okay to list their house with somebody that isn't a highly experienced sales associate, okay? Because all they're thinking is, I get my house sold, what do I want? That's all I want. So if their niece or nephew who just got into the business, or son or daughter who just got into the business, or husband or wife that just got in the business, they're going to tend to give them the listing because it doesn't seem like it's hard to sell a house. Do you guys get this? That's what we're fighting against right now. That's what's going on. So with that reality, we have to look at what we've been doing, and if we're happy with it, great, let's make it better. And if we're not happy with it, let's change it and move up, because the marketplace, the test of a superstar agent, the test of a superstar office is if there's more business, then the office or the agent should be doing equal to or greater than the business if you're a superstar. Just to rise with the tide and lower with the tide means you're what? Average. Now, I don't know about you, but if somebody thinks I'm average, it pisses me off. Because in nothing I do I want to be considered average. Do you? Do you?
No.
No way. No way do you or I want to be considered average. Yet, if the market goes up 3% or the market goes down 3%, and your business in numbers of transactions went up 3% or down 3%, you are what?
Average.
You are average. We are not average. Write this down. Century 21 Masters is up in the same market that is down 3%. We are up 17%. Give yourselves a big hand. That's awesome. I believe it's because we, starting with me, and you, focus on listing inventory, on becoming and getting better, and constantly working on being great listing agents. He or she who controls the listing inventory in every market wins. In every market, doesn't matter. He or she who controls the listing inventory wins. And that's what we need to totally focus in on. So I had passed out for you a couple things. It was at the front desk. If you didn't get them later. What I want you to do is I want you to review two things today. Has to be done today. Number one is a form that we put out called the Mike Ferry Selling System. And there are 20 items on there. Things like time management, prospecting, past client, sphere of influence, pre-qualifying. Each item by itself is a system in the organization. And what I want you to do is grade yourself on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being I'm pathetic at it, 10 being I'm awesome, there's no one better. And I want you to grade yourself in each one of those categories and determine where you are today and what you need to work on and what you don't need to work on. Now see, what we do is we support and work on those selling systems all the time. Then our job at Masters is to take each one of those systems and work with you individually on every one of those systems to help you in where you need your help on a daily, weekly basis. That makes sense? So that part is what we commonly refer to as the disasters. Century 21 Masters Advantage program, which is our MAP program, which is designed to add an additional 25 transactions in the next 12 months, and that form is there. And I want you to grade yourself there also. Those are the daily, weekly details that you need to be working on. And what I want you to do is first line out where you are in the selling systems, and then line out, again, grading yourself on a scale from 1 to 10, where you are in our system on a daily basis. Are you doing the activities daily to do what needs to be done? We are mid-year. We are 2 weeks away from the end of the first half of the business year. So you have to determine am I where I'm at because I did work on it, because I made it happen, or am I where I'm at because I got lucky? Am I where I'm at because of the market going up and down in my community? Am I being average? Am I up just a few transactions? Am I down just a few transactions? Or am I where the company is, which is up 17%? Which also means, in case you want to do the math, we're 20% over the market. 17% we're above, plus the 3% the market's down. Do you guys get that? That's gigantic in this world today. Absolutely gigantic. So the question I wrote down here, are you on track? And if not, why not? And what do you need to correct? What do you need to do to correct it? So I wrote down here, money leaks. Write down money leaks. Money leaks, L-E-A-K-S. Money leaks. Leaks as in a sieve or a drip. Are my money leaks massive, or is it like just a drip? Okay, so money leaks. So what's a money leak? So I identified a few possible money leaks that we might have going on in our business, and we can start adding that up. So the first one is past client and sphere. Write down past client and sphere. How many past client and sphere and COI did you follow up on in the last 3 months? How many past client and COI did you follow up on in the last 3 months whose numbers were already disconnected? Or we could ask the question, how many did you follow up on? Were there any of those? But for those of you that are following up on their past client sphere and doing the job that they're supposed to be doing, you're running into people who have disconnected phone numbers. They've moved. And they didn't call you. Because if they would have called you, you'd have the new name and phone number in the system, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Do you get where I'm going with this? So how many transactions have you lost in the last 3 or 4 months on that one leak? That one money leak where you didn't do what you were supposed to do, or the client had already moved out of the property, all right? So that's the first one. Let's write down the second one. For those of you that are taking listings, I wrote down sign calls. Sign calls. You who take listings should be getting a ton of sign calls because buyers seem to be calling in wanting you to represent them. That seems to be a little bit of the fad. I'm not sure exactly why that is, because why a buyer would put themselves out there. I guess they think that you'll get more commission, so you'll do the deal better. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But how many sign calls did you get over the last year that you did not completely follow up on? Lots. And that's just not an estimate, right? Lots. How many sign calls? Write down a number that you didn't follow up on. And if you don't know, here's what I want you to do. Take all the sign call leads you got, and I'm sure you've written them down somewhere on a piece of paper, And I want you to call every single one of them back in the next 48 hours and ask them if they've bought or sold a house. Just ask them. If you bought or sold a house in the last whatever period of time. I think you're going to be nauseous. All right? Money leaks. That one could be a money sieve. Okay? I wrote down here, next one, lead follow-up. General lead follow-up. See, one of the oldest questions I ask, how many deals have you lost from over following up in your career? How many deals have you lost from over following up in your career? Very few of you, I've heard this, where you bug people enough where they say, back off, sailor, I'm done. Okay, I've heard that. Once, twice, 3 times, maybe. But I wrote down here, how many deals have you lost from not following up enough? Probably more, right?
Yeah.
Money leak or money sieve? Then I wrote down here another one. How many deals are lost or missed out upon because you didn't follow through on your daily activities? Just write it down like that. How many deals did I lose from not following up on my daily activities? So let me tell you what I mean there. Like previewing property, or going to see expireds at the door, or going to talk to for sale by owners, or door knocking around properties. So here's the question. For those of you that have been in the business a year or longer, you have experienced this at some level. You go out and put a lockbox on a house. You go out and show a piece of property. You happen to be in the field. Has there ever been a time where you've run into a client, either the neighbor next door or a person driving down the street, who stopped you and started talking to you about that property or the neighborhood? Has that ever happened?
Yes.
Have you ever listed or sold a house because of that?
Yes.
Of course you have. Absolutely. You've been in this business a year or longer, you've sold property because of that. So here's the question. If you don't do that on a regular basis, how many transactions or transactional opportunities are you missing out on because you're not doing that on a regular basis? Money leak or money sieve? Then I wrote down here, next thought, last one, because I'm making you very nauseous. I see this on your face. Not going to kill you anymore. So this is the last money leak. How many opportunities, so I wrote down here, having an opportunity appear and you not being prepared. Write that down just like that. Having an opportunity appear and you not being prepared for that opportunity. Opportunity appears in front of you. It's there. And you're not prepared. What do I mean? So on a listing appointment, when the client is kind of leaning toward going with you, they're working, you feel it, you know what I'm talking about? They're right there. And then they ask you, well, will you cut the commission? And you don't know how to handle it at the highest level. And you either completely blow it and cut the commission totally. And, it's like that part of the listing presentation. What do you want? Okay. You know that one? That's how they do the commissions. What do you want to cut it? How much? 3%. Okay. So that costs you some money, right? Say yes.
Yes.
Or they say, well, I have a friend in the business, because you didn't pre-qualify right, and you didn't know about this friend in the business, and they want to wait, and you don't know how to handle it. Or they want to talk about it, and you don't know how to handle it. or there's an objection in front of you that you're not completely sure of, the opportunity's right there. And you know if you had the right words that you would be able to overcome the objection, work with it, and close on it and get that signature. You're right there. And you know you've got the buyer. All you have to do is walk outside, get on your cell phone, and the buyer will be there in a half an hour. You know you've got $10,000 on the listing side and $10,000 on the buying side, and you don't have the words can't come out of your mouth because you haven't practiced, drilled and rehearsed what you need to say and how to say it at that moment. How many of those deals have you lost? Money leak or money sieve? So I'm just going to fast forward this because I'm making you nuts. I wrote down here, it's not that people want too much, in my opinion, it's that they want too little. All the things we're talking about, we know we're supposed to do. There's nothing new on this list. It's just that we don't want what we want enough, or worse, we really don't understand that we can have a lot more. A lot more. There's so much out there for you to have. It is wild. I opened the newspaper in Newport Beach, and there's a $20 million house, a $14 million house, an $18 million house, a $27 million house, an $8 million house, a $5 million house, and next week they're all sold. Where the heck is the money coming from? People have so much money. You go in the harbor, great boat after great boat after great boat. And by the way, boats aren't cheap. And they're very expensive to maintain. And everybody has one. The heck's going on down here? It's amazing. You go to Beverly Hills, same thing. You open up the newspaper in Beverly Hills, 32 million. Now there's one for 125 million. This is nuts. And they're selling these things. It's because people work hard, they figure out how to make money, and they go after it. It's not that we want too much, it's that we want too little. We don't see it. You've got to see it. Because it's out there. It's amazing. It's not that that $1.5 million yacht is too expensive. It's just I don't make enough money. It's that simple. I have to make more money. Well, for me to make more money, you have to make more money. So darn it, let's make it happen. What the hell's going on out here? Let's go. I've got my goals too. Okay? Jeez. I wrote down here, 90% of what's wrong in your life will be cured through massive prospecting. 90% of what's wrong in your life will be cured with massive, massive prospecting. Just talk to more people. That's it. We're in the talk to people business. So go talk to more people. And I don't care if you don't want a boat. I do. So, okay? I don't really care what your goal is. I want this boat. And this is just how we have to do it. So I have to help you get what you want so I can have what I want, right? Zig Ziglar said that 100 years ago. It's still true today. You have to help people get what they want so you can get what you want. That's all we have to do. But we have to talk to more what? People. Jeez. I wrote down here, what I do daily will bring me success beyond my wildest dreams if I do what I'm supposed to do every day, every week, every month. Every day, every week, every month. Every day, every week, every month. Now let's go out and make this the best week we've ever had. Thank you.